Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today I'm going to play through a few rounds of Dominion with the new Rising Sun expansion, which is the box I'm showing off because it has a cool toy gate. So if you want to see a full review, you can click the link in the video description. Otherwise, stick around here and we'll get playing. Okay, so here is a game of Rising Sun, all set up for 2 players. I did use one of the pre-made setups that are in the book. It's using Rising Sun cards only, except for the copper, the silver, the gold, the point cards, and any curses that may be needed, and this trash board. But this is going to play just like regular Dominion with a few tweaks. There are a couple new rules. I haven't played an expansion of this for a long time, so I don't know exactly what all is new. But I know for sure Shadow is new. They have different backs, and when you shuffle your deck, these go on the bottom. And these can always be played like they're in your hand, okay? So we have 2 Shadow cards out. We have Fishmonger and Alley. There's a new treasure card, which is rice. It's going to work. It's going to give you money, give you an extra buy, but it's going to be based on different types of cards you have out in front of you. And then there's a samurai, which is a duration. I think this has been in a set before. It's going to, once you play, it's going to do something. It's going to stay out in front of you, produce some money. There's also prophecies. I'm not sure if this is new to this set or not, but they're going to, if you have an omen in the cards that you're playing with, which I have 3 omens, you're going to pick one progress no matter how many, or one prophecy no matter how many omens you have. And then it's going to come in with a certain number of these prophecy tokens on the top. So in a 2-player game, 5 of them. And then once these are all gone, some of the cards are going to remove them. You see the plus sun. Once those are all gone, then the prophecy is going to come into effect. So we know what's going to happen. Instead of when we buy cards, they go into our discard, they're going to go on top of our deck when this is active. Okay. Then we're also going to have debt tokens, which are these really slick metal coins here. Sometimes when you buy a card, you're going to get debt. Sometimes you buy cards with debt. As long as you have debt, you can no longer purchase cards, but you can pay down your debt as a free action, and it doesn't take your buy. Okay. So there you go. And then you got all these point cards. Point of the game is to have the most points, and the game will end when either the province pile is out or any 3 piles have run out. Okay. Normal Dominion rules, just with those few tweaks. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play. I shuffle my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 5 cards. And I'm going to go ahead and play. So you're basically going to play all your cards. You don't have to, because sometimes you can't. These aren't going to play. They're just junk, but they're 2 points. And then I have 3 copper. So I'm going to play all my copper. Just for playing, you get 1 action and 1 buy. Other cards will give you some extra things you can do, but you get 1 free action, 1 buy. So if I had a card that was an action, I could play it. And if I had, well, more money, I could buy a better card. But then I could buy 1 card from either the money or here or the points. Okay? That's what we're doing. So I have 3 money. I'm going to buy something to get started here. Let's take this Craftsman to get started. So I take it, goes into my discard pile, and that's my turn. Okay? Normal deck building stuff if you played a deck builder. Then this player, they're going to do the same thing. And they have 4 treasures. So 4 coppers. And this, let's go ahead and discard that because it doesn't matter. So they can buy a card worth 4. And they're going to buy, kind of want to buy a shadow so you can see it in action. So I'll buy this one just so you can see how they work. So I bought an alley. Again, 1 action, 1 buy. Then I take my 5 cards and I play them. So I have 4 copper and an estate. So I have 4 money to buy. And I want to buy the River Shrine. Done. So this is going to help me move the prophecy along, and then it's going to let me trash up to some cards. Okay. Then because my deck is empty, I have to shuffle. So now those cards that I bought, the new cards, will now be in my deck for me to be able to draw. I don't know if I will or not, but they're going to be in there, so I have the possibility to do it. And then 5 cards here. So 3 coppers and 2 estates. So I can buy a card that costs 3, and they're going to get in on the Craftsman game as well, because it gives you some nice stuff for only 2 debt. And then they shuffle. Oh, sorry, I got the shadow card, so that'll stay off to the side. I shuffle, and then I put that on the bottom. Now, the way I'd like to play it is I put it like this, so I can kind of remember what's down there, just so I know if I want to play it or not. You don't have to do it like that, but it just helps me out a little bit. All right, so I do have a new card. So I have 3 money. I have 1 action, so remember, I can play 1 action card, and I will play this one. So I get 2 debt for playing that. But then I get a gain of card costing up to 5. So a free card, basically. So I think I want to take the tea house. So I take the tea house, and this goes in my pile, my discard. I could then buy a card, but I can't because I have debt. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to pay 2 of my copper to get rid of my debt. I have 1 money for a buy. Nothing costs 1, so I am done. Can't buy cards until your debt has been paid down. Okay, so done there. Then this player, remember, that card is considered in their hand as well. Well, not technically, but they can play it as if it's in their hand. All right, so they have almost the exact same hand that I had. So they have 3 copper. They're going to play a craftsman. Remember, 1 action, and then this that does nothing. So they get 2 debt. And they get... they don't want to play their shadow card yet. And they will take a card costing 5. They're going to take... They're going to do a rustic village just so we can have multiple different kinds of cards out. And they're going to pay down their debt with 2 of their money. Done. Remember, can't buy a card if you have debt. Okay, and then back to me. I get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 1 action, and 2 estates. Okay, so my 1 action is I take off 1 of the prophecies. So we're 1 step closer to getting close to that. Then I can trash up to 2 cards from my hand. At the start of cleanup, if you didn't gain any cards in your buy phase this turn, gain a card costing 4. So I will trash these 2 coppers. And now I'll take a card up to 4. And I will take... I'm actually going to take a silver. So I'll trade in 2 cards for 1. And that goes there. And then I'm done. Because I didn't buy a card, I got to take a card costing up to 4. All right. Then this player, they get 5. Okay. And then they have 1, 2, 3 coppers and 2 estates, which go ahead and discard those because they don't do anything. So I get 3 money that I can use to buy, and I think they're just going to buy a silver as well. Okay. Done. And then 1, 2, shuffle. 3, 4, 5. All right. And 1, 2. I should have shuffled by before I did this. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then I have 3. So 3 copper. And I'm going to do this one. So I have a tea house that gets rid of 1 of the suns. Remember, once these are gone, we start putting cards that we've purchased on top of our deck, which is pretty awesome. I get an extra card, so I get to draw a card. I get an extra action, so I have another action card, and then I get an extra $2. So I have 5 money, another extra action, and I can trash 2 cards. You know what? I'm not going to... I'll trash these. So I still have 5 money. And then 5 money, and I will buy... Damn, I want 6 money. I'm going to buy a duchy, because you can buy victory points, and I want to start getting some victory points, because that's the name of the game. That's not smart. I'm not good at the strategy of Dominion. I just play how I want to and have fun. So that's what we do. All right. So this player has a lot of action cards, which they can't play. They'll play the alley. So they get to draw a card, but they have to discard a card. No problem. Drew that. That's lame. Get to draw another card. So I got an extra action for that. So I got this. This gives me 2 extra actions, which will let me play that. So I have an action left, which doesn't matter because I don't have any cards. I get 2 debt. And I can take a card up to 5 for free. I'm going to go ahead and take the fishmonger. That's cheap, but that's fine. And I'm actually going to just spend my 2 money to get rid of the debt. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's kind of how the game's going to go. I'm not going to keep playing. All the cards are pretty simple. This one gives you debt. This stays out in front of you. Most of these that are out here give you actions, extra buy, extra cards. These will unlock the prophecy. Again, once that's done, when we buy a card, it would then go on top of your deck like that. This is the trickiest one. It's like a treasure, kind of. It gives you an extra buy, and then you get 1 point per different type. Type's at the bottom of the card. So if I had this one, that's 3 types. So as long as it's different than something else, that would work. So you're going to get extra money for this, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's a whole pile of cards that you can substitute in. These are just the ones that I picked. So again, if you want to see our full review, you can click the link in the video description. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and as always, keep gaming.